Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to sit down and kind of just talk to you guys about something that I've been going through, purging, experiencing spiritually and energetically recently. And these are certain things that I want to make in an Instagram reel on my social medias. A lot of times I post readings on YouTube as well. So this video is not a reading, it's actually me explaining to you guys something that I've been working through right now. And I think that especially when you are looking for a coach, maybe I'm obviously not someone that says you need a coach and you need someone to heal you, because that is not my mentality or the foundational values of my mission and my business. And I truly believe that you are your inner healer. You are the one that heals yourself. And sometimes we need other people that have been where we are right now to help guide us through those moments and to reflect our power back to us, to mirror back to us our beliefs, our patterns, the things that are limiting us that maybe we can't see. So my job is to bring anything unconscious or subconscious to the conscious mind so that you're consciously aware of what's going on now, sort of like in the unseen, right? Like the energy, the spirituality, the quantum field, you can't see those things. So really allowing ourselves to understand and educate my clients on not only what's going on with you right now, but what this means and how we can shift things internally that will obviously affect our external reality. And so I really wanted to sit down with you guys today and explain something that I've been working through. And this has been coming in waves. So this is something that it's like a purging, it's an emotional purging that I experience, and it kind of happens in certain moments, but now that I'm explaining it out loud, I know that it happens in these moments perfectly and for me, because these moments that I find myself in this energy and I feel like I literally can feel the energy in my sacral chakra and I can feel it releasing. I can feel my body releasing the energy. It is very, very magical. It's beautiful, but it's also painful at the same time. It's like beautiful and painful all at the same time, which I think if you're on this video, if you're still watching this, you know that healing is not peaceful. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's really, really painful. But then you take your power back from all the past things, all your wounds. And it doesn't mean we erase the past, but it means that the past is no longer affecting my energy today. I'm driving the car. I'm driving my life. I'm in charge here, not my past trauma, not my fear, not my shame, whatever it may be, right? And when you get to that place, it's so freeing because you know that you're creating, not your past trauma creating, more and more in the future for you, because you're living from that energy in the present moment. So essentially, I kind of want to start back and give a very brief overview, because a lot of us have gone through trauma, and trauma is a very widely used term. And so I don't know about you guys, but I have experienced a lot of generational and ancestral passing down of patterns and belief systems, and a huge theme in my childhood home, and not even just with my parents growing up, but even in friendships, other outside the home experiences I've had of straight terror, fear. And I noticed that as I became a young adult and now a fully grown, fully developed woman, ew, I don't like how I said that. But now that my frontal lobe is fully developed and I'm sitting here, I'm 27 years old, I've noticed that not only my energy centers, so my chakras, I can feel the energy from the fear in my sacral chakra and in my root chakra, but I can also feel that tension in my muscles. So a huge area that's tight for me and always has been is my hamstrings. And I truly believe and I have done this, I've gone back into meditation in those moments where I felt fear, where I was being abused or I was being yelled at or whatever it may be, I felt the energy in my hamstrings. And so my hamstrings hold so much trauma, they hold so much energy. And I also think that a lot of that energy is also in my root and in my sacral chakra. And so a lot of past experiences, I think it's kind of like this buildup of energy, of unsafety, of fear and of shame that I have been carrying in my root and in my sacral chakra. I've done a lot of things. I've been healing myself for 7 years now. But now that I'm stepping into a new chapter, right? A lot of people say you heal something and then you start operating differently and you clear the energy, but then sometimes you start healing something else and whatever that was comes back up, right? Things can come back up to the surface, and it's so beautiful because every single time that happens, you have a completely different perspective on that trauma. So I'm not a practitioner that always wants my clients to constantly be dipping into the past, but there are times where we need to bring things up to the surface again. We need to face the things that we're holding on to in order to let them go. And so I've been noticing that a lot of times, like recently, these past traumas that I've been telling myself, oh, we already healed this, you know what I mean? I feel the energy still present. So I think that I've rewritten my programming around my past, but I still haven't cleared the actual energy from my body and from my field. And so that's what I feel I'm being guided to do at this time. Now, what this feels like is, if you can picture your sacral chakra right now, and it's right below your belly button, it's kind of like where your reproductive organs would be, and you can feel the energy there if it's dense. Like, to me it feels, and I always try and tell my clients, describe the feeling, describe the energy, if it's moving, if it's stuck, if it's heavy, if it's chaotic, like if it's fast, if it's slow, all of these things. And so when I feel the energy right now in my sacral, I've cleared a lot of it in little waves, but I feel it as like a big lead ball. It feels like something very heavy in my sacral chakra. And every single time that I'm being guided to clear it, I'll be maybe going to bed. And every time I go to bed, your brain waves slow down, which allows you to be more open. Your subconscious starts to become more and more open as you start to go from awakeness to sleep. And so in this in-between awake and sleep state, my brain, like, it's almost like I'm able to have downloads come in. I have amazing ideas come in right before I'm about to fall asleep. Like, that's the period of time where I'm very, like, it's almost like there's no veil. Like, to me, the spiritual world, it's like we're right there, you know what I mean? And it makes sense. So a lot of times I'm right about to fall asleep, and what happens is, you know, when you cry and you kind of have these like pulses, like like kind of like that. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's like crying is a way of purging the energy from the system. So but I'm not crying, but my body's doing what you would do when you cry. So I'm taking these deep breaths, and then I'm going, but every single time that I do that, I feel like these pulses, I feel the energy clearing from me. And there have been certain times where, you know, when you're crying a little bit and then you feel like you really need to let it out, but maybe you're in your car or you're about to pick up your child or something, so then you suppress that. Like, you feel like that big wave of emotions trying to come out, but you're like, oh, I have to go into work, like, just kidding. And then you kind of just stop crying, and let's go into work now. So what happens is you're not allowing that energy to fully come out. Your body's guiding you and saying, hey, we need to let this out. That's why you feel like you could really cry to a point where, you know, when you cry so hard that you're not even making any noise, like you're just purging it. That's what starts to happen. But then I either fall asleep, or I'm like, well, my boyfriend's laying next to me, he's going to think I'm psycho or think something's wrong. You know, there's other humanly factors that come in, I would say, don't allow me, but I'm not allowing myself, let's be real, to sit there and really purge it. So I had another one of those moments last night, and I was laying in bed and I felt the need to cry, but I wasn't thinking about anything. It was almost like maybe my spirit guides, angels, spiritually speaking, source energy was like, this is the perfect time. You're not thinking, you're not working, you're alone. Let's do this. You know what I mean? And so I felt this need to cry, and I'm like, here we go. And I start kind of like crying. It's so hard to explain this, but it's like breath work. You know how certain breaths, like you can take a deep breath in and go, I believe that certain breath work technique is called the fire breath. And it kind of helps wake up the spine, gets the energy moving, gets your abdomen, like your ab muscles moving and everything, awakens the body. It's kind of like that, but except like crying. So like I would take a deep breath and I would go, but every single time I would feel, I would feel these pulses. I would feel this like wave of emotion coming out of me. And it got to the point where I really I was doing it little by little, like almost trying to control it, when you're triggered and you're trying to like calm and control yourself. I was finding myself trying to control this situation. And it occurred to me in the moment, like, you're not supposed to control it. Like, surrender and allow it to release in the most unfiltered way. I think I was maybe uncomfortable maybe with myself, or worried about what sounds would come out or what would happen, or I don't know. And so I was like, I just kept feeling like this call to surrender to the feeling. Don't try and control it or make it so inhale and exhale, just freaking allow it to come up. Because every single time that I don't do that, I realize that afterwards I feel a little bit better because I know that I've cleared some of the energy. But to put this into perspective, this is decades. Well, I'm 27, but a very long time, many, many, many years of pent up trauma. It's so much energy that I've been holding on to. And I've been doing the mindset work and the self healing and the nervous system regulation, but I haven't cleared the actual energy from the past out of my body. And so a lot of people do this. Like, this is why people do plant medicine. This is why people do other forms of healing. Like, you could even do a massage where you have like the actual tissue, like you push the energy out of your actual tissues. Acupuncture. There are so many ways to find balance in the actual energetic meridians that we have and carry all of these things. It really, in the moment, I was like, surrender, just a surrender. And I ended up kind of in this situation where I was crying, but again, I wasn't crying. It was almost like crying with no noise, and just feeling like, it was almost like, if you can sit right now and push your tummy out, like if you were to inhale into your belly, not into your chest, like it felt like that. It felt like I was pushing to push this energy out. And it was so beautiful because it was like saying goodbye to and making peace with the trauma that I've experienced, understanding and loving myself so much, like knowing that a past version of me went through such dense things that I was not equipped to handle at the time at all. Like, I have so much gratitude and appreciation for my younger self because she went through, experienced so many things that she didn't even know what was going on or couldn't understand what was going on, but she like, the way that I want to put this right now is she survived. And in this moment of releasing that energy, it was like saying goodbye to that version of myself with love, and saying goodbye to that as being my reality. And that doesn't mean that I'm in a delusional state of like, oh, I never experienced trauma now. Like, no, I definitely did. And I will never forget any of it. But it's almost like I freed my adult self from the trauma that I've been carrying from past versions of me. And now I feel clear. And now in my sacral chakra, it feels clear. It doesn't feel like there's a big lead ball sitting there. And this is massive for my journey right now, especially if I kind of want to tie this into like what I'm experiencing as a human being, right? Like, we're all human, or we're all spiritual beings having a human experience. I wrote a whole entire book on that. It's right here, The Integrated Self. We wrote a model for you guys to compare and contrast your ego development with your soul evolution, and how a lot of people come to me and they're like, Ariana, I love the spiritual work, but I also am a human being. So I want to do the spiritual work. I want to be an embodiment of my spirituality and what I came here to be, in the authentic expression of myself that I'm made in and to express here. But I also want to improve my human life. I want to have the amazing times. I want to travel. I want to find the love of my life. I want to have a stable home. I want to rewrite history. I want to give my children a life that I never had as a child. Like, so I love focusing and bridging the gap between the human side of things and also the spiritual inner work, right? Because they're both tied in, right? If you want to see any changes in your 3D, it starts with here internally. So it makes sense. But our model inside the integrated self, it's called the integrated self model. And we provide a model for you guys to evaluate, okay, what makes up my foundation? What makes up how do I know I have a solid foundation under me? And we talk about that. And then once we go into more of the internal work, like diving in and doing the real work, what happens is we start to look at the soul evolution, our belief system, what we believe to be true. And then we start to look at the ego and how we envision our human life here, and kind of aligning the two, integrating your ego or your shadow self with your light, the dark and the light, finding this integration between the two, making friends with your shadow, essentially. And so, because once you do, like, there's nothing that anyone can say that could offend you. There's nothing that, like, it's almost like you don't fear anything anymore because you've faced the darkness so many times, or you've really faced all the darkness that you have within yourself, that nothing scares you. Like, you're not walking on eggshells around other people or scared of life or a victim to your life circumstances. You're in your power now because you've harnessed the darkness and used it to your advantage. So a lot of talk about alchemy and transmutation and all of these things. But anyway, what I'm experiencing right now, my 3D, is like, I'm about to launch like a bunch of different offers for my business. I'm taking my business more seriously now. Not that I wasn't before, but I'm finishing my doctorate and PhD in natural medicine. So I've been writing my thesis, which takes a very long time, and I had to do a study. So I haven't been able to, like, I even considered at one point just getting my master's and not doing the doctorate and PhD because I'm so passionate about this work that I was like, I just want to freaking dive in and do all this work and help clients and get my name out there and start talking about this work that I love so much and that I've applied to my life and changed my life with it and other people's as well. But I was like, nope, Ariana, like, stick to your plan. Like, we're going to finish all the way through, do the thesis, and then you have the rest of your life to share and go on YouTube and make readings and share your work and your passion. And so right now I'm in that chapter where I'm fully starting to pivot towards the business and really start meeting you guys and chatting with clients and working through our stuff and being there for you and being vulnerable and watching you guys transmute your reality from the inside out. And it's the most magical thing I've ever seen. And I always knew that life could be like this when I was a child. Sorry, there's like a gnat. I always knew that life could be like this as a child, but, you know, religious programming and a bunch of other things like really shaped me to be like, no, life is hard and everything's supposed to be hard all the time. And if you're not worthy of receiving big things unless you freaking sacrifice everything and you try so hard. And so now I'm at this point in my life where I'm receiving things that I've always wanted to receive, but without trying so hard. So like that part of my brain and my programming is like, well, you're not worthy to have this because you didn't work your ass off for it. Like, you didn't die trying to receive this. So you're not worthy of it. You know, it's kind of like that mentality. And I'm like regulating my nervous system to hold higher frequencies, more wealth, more responsibility, more clients, more visibility. And I knew that having this energy stuck in my sacral chakra, which essentially was like fear and shame, was blocking my ability to receive. If your sacral chakra is blocked, like, that is our sense of worthiness. That is our sense of creativity and magnetism and sensuality. Obviously, if one chakra is blocked, it's hard for the energy to flow upwards to the higher chakras. So I always teach my clients, if you haven't done this work before, to start at the root and work your way up. All of the chakras are connected, but it's really important to start at the root to solidify a solid foundation. And so I knew that by having a blocked sacral, blocking my blessings from me because I had this energy stuck here instead of this chakra being open and clear and actually projecting out this worthiness. Like, I'm worthy to be here. Like, of course, that's my reality. You know what I mean? Like, this magnetism, like, it's almost like when the sacral is clear, that's your magnetic center. Like, you're attracting things. You are in a state of worthiness. I'm worthy to experience this. I'm worthy to receive now, right? Not in the future when I heal other things. Now I'm worthy. And it's because you've cleared out the root and the sacral. So by carrying shame and fear, it was actively blocking the things that I wanted. And so I think it was so beautiful, like, spiritually, time-wise, along my personal journey that I'm going through right now, to clear that energy last night from my sacral. And it's so beautiful because I was actually about to sit down and do a reading for YouTube, but I sat down, and the second I set up my camera, I was like, oh my God, I have to tell them about last night and clearing this energy. Yeah, it was so beautiful. And coincidentally, my boyfriend last night was like helping his friend move into his new house and like doing all this painting and construction. And I was like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Like, my man is over there like sanding walls and I'm over here like purging energy, you know, just casual things. But you guys, this is so freaking beautiful. And if you're asking if you feel this way, if you kind of feel like this might be you as well, it doesn't matter the modalities or the things that you use to clear the energy. So it depends. Like there's no right or wrong when it comes to healing. So for me, music and visualization have really helped me because I'm essentially visualizing the energy leaving my body, or I'm using a certain music to make me feel an emotion to kick up that emotion stuck in the body, right? Like I'll play a song that makes me feel like you know that song This Is Me from The Greatest Showman? I cry every single time that I hear that song because it feels so soul. It feels so like she says, like, look out, here I come. This is me. I'm not a stranger to the dark. Like all of this stuff. I have chills right now. And every time I listen to that, like I mean, it's not like I listen to it all the time, but sometimes I'll purposely pick songs that will make me feel a certain way and focus on that energy and clearing it out of my system. Or if I want more love or more visibility or confidence, like maybe sometimes I'll play some, I don't even know, like Nicki Minaj or I don't know, just to like elicit a certain frequency that I want to embody. So it's not the thing outside yourself, it's the way that you use it and what works for you. So I use a lot of music, visualization. Sometimes I've been tapping into more so like somatic things like rocking or shaking, and this is all stuff that my body guides me to do. And this is all of this stuff kind of really becomes aware to you when you allow yourself to meet yourself in these spaces. Like in the beginning, I wasn't rocking, I wasn't humming or hugging myself and rocking back and forth because I was embarrassed. Like even though no one was watching me, I was like, what if my boyfriend comes in and sees me rocking back and forth like a psycho? You know what I mean? But that's because I wasn't comfortable with myself yet. I wasn't comfortable sitting alone with my shit yet. And now that I have done it so many times, I let my body guide me. So sometimes like I felt maybe alone, or I was struggling with a little bit of self-love at times, and I would like play a song that makes me feel so happy or so excited, or you know, self-love, sensuality, stuff like that. And I would like use my hands and put out my hands as if I'm receiving love in my hands. And then I would push that love, like I would visualize it like as green or pink light, and then I would push it into my heart. And that visualization helps you feel like you can feel the shift happening, and it's so beautiful. So to me, it's not so much about, oh, do this, don't do that. You know, I've had clients tell me, I don't like to sit and meditate. Totally fine. What works for you then? Is it movement? Is it dance? Is it singing? Is it art? Channeling your expression into art to get it out of you? Is it creating music? Like, what is it, right? And once you know those avenues, it allows you to know exactly what to do or how to use certain things to help yourself heal, to clear energy, to reinvite new frequencies back in, to remember, you know, to remember things that have always been true, but your human experience kind of clouded you from that truth. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say here. Please drop any questions below. I plan on doing like little videos like this here and there to explain things that are more so like longer form content. Again, like I could not put this into a 30-second reel. So I'm a person that's a yapper. I'm a talker. I'm a Gemini. I like to sit and get vulnerable and share things and talk about it and be real, you know, like for the longest time, you guys, I tried to sit there and be like, you need to be professional and show up in these button-up shirts and do your hair and makeup a certain way, and because people aren't going to take you seriously. But it's like, no, if you hear my life experience and you resonate with the way that I share things, or, you know, I just thought that I'm just in this era of life of just being freaking myself, you know, and not having to show up so prim and proper all the time. And I think that this is who I am. Like, this is how I talk. This is how I dress. I'm more so in athletic leisure wear and sweatshirts, and I'm comfy, and that's just who I am. So take it or leave it. But there are so many more things like this to come, experiences I love to share. I think it helps you guys like maybe get to know me and get to know how I view things or use certain things on my journey. And I think that when I started hiring, I've invested over $15,000 in mentorship and healing and containers and stuff like that. And when my mentor is like a real human being, I don't like put them on a pedestal and expect them to like know everything and be so eloquent with their words. Like, when they are just a human being and they show me that they're still doing the work on themselves and they're still, you know, using this and, you know, they're not above this work anymore because they're so evolved, like that's when I really fell in love with my mentors and people that have guided me through some of the toughest points of my journey. So yeah, I'm here for you guys. I'm actually working on today and last night I was working on redoing some of my offerings. So I have readings that are going to be available that I sent you guys via audio file on Telegram. I also have a 1 call plus 1 week of Telegram support. If you guys have a specific question or you want help going through something quick or a specific question, I wanted to offer that as well, just because I've had certain questions before where I'm like, I just want to meet with someone for like 45 minutes or 1 hour and just like 1 call, ask my questions, let them know what's going on with me and just start getting back into alignment or start moving forward in this certain way. And a lot of coaches would have like $2,000 programs, like 3 months, 6 months. And I'm like, I just want 1 call. So that's there. And then I also expanded that to an offering of 1 month of working privately with me. That's 2 calls that you get plus 1 month of private Telegram support. So I help you integrate everything we're working on, give you customized tools and help along the way. So that will be there as well. So I'm very, very excited. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this and about me or anything like that. I'm very excited to be here on YouTube again. It feels really good to just start showing up in all these different places. So on TikTok, if you guys follow me there, in the link in my description below, you'll see all my services and like my socials. So on TikTok, I only post readings. On Instagram is more so like my coaching and my mentorship kind of page, and then YouTube is everything. So I'm very, very excited to be here and thank you so much. And I'm sending so much love to you guys and I will see you very, very soon. Love you.